Nannie Sanchez, followed by Steve Mills. Welcome, Nannie.
I have copies of some stuff for you guys. Good evening, Mr. Chair, members of the council. My name is Nannie Marie Sanchez, and I had a show called Self-Advocacy and Empowerment on Public Access Channel 27 for almost 8 years until it was shut down by you public. When the city awarded them the contract in 2012, I am here to address my concerns over the transfer of channels 26 and 27 from quote unquote nationally organized organization with more than 30 years experience to you public and eternally with no experience running a television station, much less one that meets the content requirements of paid channels nationwide. In a world of mainstream television with the need to show profit rather than provide community service, my show would never have been on the air at it not being for the nurturing and support that quote unquote 2027 provided to myself, Marilyn Martinez, and others like me. Due to questionable actions by the administration, quote unquote, is now out on the street. I have been unable to do my show because of rules set up by you public.
Nannie, your time is up, but I have a question for you.
Yes.
I know that I was very concerned that your show is no longer on the air because a lot of people watch your show and you really helped with the disability in the community. Have you talked to the group at UPublic about getting back on the air? Because I know that even the mayor met with you and talked to you in Santa Fe, and they were going to try to get you back on the air, and we're not seeing you on TV anymore.
Well, UPublic never called me. They want me to do training, and I said no. And I want my show back. I'm not kidding. I have passion, I have support, and what you guys do to me, I don't know. I want my show back, and I want to have people like me to have a show. You guys do have a daughter or a son with a disability. In Boston, New York, be out with California. And I have a great guest out of this. And we have Hector Banderas on it. We have Linda Lopez on there. My show is content. I love my guests. And I want, my show doesn't need fancy editing and corporate money to be broadcast, but this is what UPublic requires.
Nannie, I think that the city attorney wants to respond to that, but hold on just a moment, okay? Go ahead, Mr. Turek.
Mr. President, councilors, I can tell you that myself and Director of Council Services have been in contact with Mr. Metz, and he has represented a number of times. They have reached out to her mother to try and make arrangements for there to be for her to be on UPublic. I'm not here for one side or the other. I'm just saying that that has been the representation. If there is, I will make it a point, if they give me the phone number I will make it a point of contacting and having Mr. Metz directly call them to try and have something arranged.
No, they don't. They never call me.
Nannie, that's okay. The thing is, Mr. Turek, I will take your word that you will make those contacts. Give Nannie your phone number so we can get that going, and let's get this thing taken care of. This should have been done a long time ago.
I believe that he has, and the Director of Council Services can correct me, but I believe that they have reached out repeatedly, and there was never a response.
I've known Nannie, and I've known her family for many, many years, and I don't think that she would be misrepresenting herself.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that Mr. Metz said that he had attempted to reach out and make contact with her mother.
Councilor Gordillo?
Mr. Vice President, Ms. Sanchez is here.
Excuse us, please.
If it would please the chair or the president, Ms. Sanchez is here if she would like to respond.
I want my chair back, and nobody never call me. Rick Mitz never call me.
Okay,
Nannie,
Nannie, we're going to
think
go and stop. We've got to continue. We've got other issues tonight. But I'm taking Mr. Turek's word that he will get your phone number, get in contact with you, get in contact with you public, and let's get this issue resolved.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next speaker, we have Steve Mills, followed by Roger. Mr. Turek.
Mr. President, Councilor Sanchez, she doesn't want to give me her phone number. I'm trying to be a mediator, and I know that this has come up a bunch of times. And that's the only reason I raised it, because I know that when Mr. Metz and Mr. Mr. Haley from ProView were here last week, that wasn't, or I don't believe it was raised. I know it's been a concern of the council, and I was trying to be a mediator so that can happen. If they will give me the number, I will make sure that Mr. Metz calls that number.
Well, I will work on that, but again, I hope that we get this thing resolved very quickly.
Ms. Sanchez is here.
Ms. Sanchez, did you want to leave your phone number? Or she left? Okay, I think she walked out with Nannie. We'll go and try to get that resolved. Okay, thank you. Okay, Mr. Mills, go and proceed.
Good evening. My name is Steve Mills. I'm producer of a news and public affairs program that ran on Community Access Channel 27 for 7 years until UPublic took over running the channel. I would like to address the issue of UPublic's performance in running channels 26 and 27. Watching the channels, it is clear that there's very little original programming, and it is questionable how much of it is local. Here's a brief excerpt from the contract that UPublic signed with the city, and the wording is for Channel 27, quote, "Contractor is required to provide a minimum of 120 hours per week of local programming. 45 hours of the programming shall be original. An original program is one that has not previously aired on the public stations or other public television broadcast stations." And then this wording is repeated again almost identically for Channel 26. I doubt that UPublic is meeting either requirement on either channel, 26 or 27, but there is no way they are coming even close to the requirement of 45 hours original programming per channel per week. Running endless repeats of the restaurant series clearly does not qualify. And by the way, most of that was produced before they got the contract. Quote Unquote has had the experience and track record running the channels, but the city chose to award the contract to UPublic based on their promises of what they would do. After 7.5 months, how much latitude is the city willing to extend to UPublic? Is it fair to award the contract to a new operator and then not hold them to the terms of the contract, which certainly, quote unquote, would have had to abide by? I ask the City Council to please give close examination to UPublic's compliance with the contract. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Mills. Next speaker will be Roger Mickelson, followed by Jerry Landgraf.